All right. Well, cooking conspiracies. This is gonna be a quick weeknight dinner that anybody can do. So, our stable of ingredients. We got Parmesan cheese. We got some shrooms. We got our Jimmy Dean sausage. We got more shrooms, fresh parsley, onion, garlic, lemon. We're gonna keep it pretty simple. Oh, heavy cream and Barilla. Well, welcome, not a troll. We're glad to have you. Definitely not sus at all, but cool. But it would appear to be that you are first. There we go. Yeah. So, it's a light dinner, weekday dinner, so we're gonna have a light cocktail to go with it. That's quick, and most importantly, easy. So we're gonna get some nice big chunks of ice here. And we'll fill up a Collins glass with some ice here. And doesn't that look refreshing already? And we're gonna throw some ice in your shaker here, alright? The smaller your ice cubes, the more they'll melt. What's up, Whiteout? Yep, ice. Alright. Got a lemon here. We're going to roll it out. These are small lemons, so we're going to use the whole thing here. Now, if you roll it out like that, that'll help you juice it, get more out of it. And we're going to save a little bit of the lemon for our garnish there. But what's up, Lucero? How you doing? Ooh, these are easy juicers. Now make sure the squirting is directed where you want it. You don't want to take a shot to the eye. That's not ideal when that happens. What's up, Eat Rick? Yeah, Jesus, weirdo. Alright. So I got lemon in there. Let's give a healthy, call it half-ounce simple syrup or so. And say brought to you by America, the measuring cup. Yep. Yeah, well, at least I don't have bombs falling on us today. Ooh. So that's 1.5 ounces of gin. Bottle's almost crashed and burned, so yeah, might as well finish it. Yep. So that's probably a little over 2 ounces of gin. Here's some 1 lemon, a half-ounce simple syrup. And now let's give it a shake. Me too, buddy. Jesus loves you too, Raisin Bob. And just strain it out. Oh, appreciate eat, Rick. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good deal, but who the hell's trading a gun for lemons, you know? Oh, thank you, bud. So you're gonna top it off with that club soda. So basically you're just making, you can summarize a Tom Collins as lemonade with bubbles and alcohol. Because you got lemon juice, you got sugar or simple syrup, and then bubbly water. So nothing insane, but especially on hot days, this one's super refreshing. Yeah, Iran kind of got diddied this week, didn't they? And as the ice melts, your volume will shrink a little bit. Cheers, alright? Thank you, Fabian. Tom Collins, random Bob. And if you want to play around with it, you can add some herbs. Every once in a while, put some basil in there or some mint, and that is actually really good too. We're going to put the ice back in the refrigerator, and then we're going to start making our pasta for dinner here. My favorite nighttime show. What's up, Tony? Yeah. Except just looking. And for someone that always has some weird comment, Whiteout's pretty loyal. He comes back a lot. I gotta give him credit for that. Alright. So let's prep all our ingredients. That way we're ready when the time comes. Not that this is super fast moving or anything, but start off with your mushrooms here. Get a little chode off the end of them, and we're actually going to slice these fairly thin here. Chode removed. What's up, JW? Yeah, that's one strategy. I love you having you come back, So we got some mushrooms here. No, well, if you made some of this food, you wouldn't be quite so depressed. Have you tried chasing your depression with more depressants, Tony? Yeah. Well, didn't realize that was a serious post. Now I kind of feel like a jackass. Ever wonder why I always come on so late? Maybe it's because I got finished work first, Dottie. But you always see, no matter the time, you always seem to be here. So who's really the jobless wonder? Who knows? Now we're going to use about half of this onion. This is a really small onion, so I don't think we're gonna need more than half here. Andy covered in pie, kissed the girls, and made them cry. Huh. It's interesting. Don't know where you're going with that. What's that going on, Chevron? How you doing? There should be enough onion for me. Plenty of onion there. Chop, 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 chop. Alright, how much garlic do we want to put in this tonight? We're not going to go crazy actually. We're only going to use 2 big cloves, and I think that'll be plenty. We're just going to give it a good crush to remove the skin. Tom Collins, Chevron. Tom Collins. You definitely could do wine. If I was going wine, I would do, something white, whatever your favorite white wine is. Chardonnay would work, Pinot would work. I mean, really anything would work. Just nothing super sweet. But that's just a personal preference. I mean, if you want your wine to taste like grape juice and that's what you enjoy, who am I to shit on your palate? What's going on, Kevin? Just prepping for, pasta. So nothing crazy on the garlic mince there. Shit. I need one more of those little cups on the back. And then we got some fresh parsley here, I don't really like using the shaft, Don't end the stream, Fabia. What? Those are mushrooms, yep. What's going on, Patrick from New Zealand? And that is a Tom Collins, buddy. Well, different recipes call for different amounts of chili depending on what time of night you're cooking it. But, yeah, that's nice, Johnny. I think I'd rather be a simp than a cock, though. But hey, people like you are the reason there's a cuck chair in hotel rooms, so... Yeah. I'm thinking there's a 50-50 chance that Dottie the Hottie is an alias for an ex. And that's why she's so loving and kind to me. So you got your fresh parsley, got your onion dice. Yeah, you know, that's why I said 50-50 chance. Garlic. What's up, George? And then we got mushrooms here. So let's go ahead and get our pan preheating here. If my finger will turn it on. While it's unplugged, that will do it. And I still haven't gone to the store, so I'm still out of olive oil. So I don't usually do this, well, sometimes I do. I'm gonna put my sausage in dry here. Yeah. Cool beans, Johnny. Does your chick weigh more or less than 350 pounds? I guarantee my dogs are more loyal than Johnny's woman. If he has one. Well, hello, Kevin Beans. I got very few rules, but spamming is one of them. Yeah, I got two of them. Alright, another spam post and you're done, Kevin. Oh, yikes. Yeah, if I reach up there, I'm banning him for the night, you know. Nobody likes spam. Mm. What's up, Michelle? How you doing? Hey, you didn't think I would do it, Kevin, but see you tomorrow. We're out of oil, so we're making do with butter. I'll be okay. Probably could have gotten away with no oil because pork fat probably has enough that it's going to be fine. But if that little butter stays in the dish and adds a little bit of creaminess and richness throughout, I'm going to be okay with the situation. So we're going to cook our sausage through. We're going to brown out the outside. And then we're going to actually pull it out because I don't want to overcrowd the pan and I want to give the mushrooms, you know, room to cook by themselves here. The breakfast sausage is Jimmy Dean's. It comes pre-seasoned. I get them using the mild, so there's no bullshit maple syrup or the spicy kind or whatever. Where if I wanted to be spicy, I might add a little bit of chili powder or, you know, not paprika's not spicy, but if I want it to be hot, I'll add a chili or something later on, and I will control what I put into it, you know? Yeah, no name, I mean... Yeah. I'm living my life. and I guarantee you it's better than Johnny's. So I'm sure his torta is nagging him, probably bitching about how he didn't take out the garbage today. He's saying, relax, you know, I worked hard all day standing in the unemployment line, you know. I really don't think Johnny's got much to offer this world. I agree. I don't think that's directed towards me, Dottie. But, you know, some women and some men are whores, you know. But, you know, we shouldn't be shitting on the profession, you know. Thank you, Fabian. You know, you could just say you're not compatible, you know. We're just making kind of a creamy mushroom sausage pasta, you know. So I'm pretty sure all of that sausage is cooked through. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but you're going to put it back in so you don't need it cooked all the way. Now you got it. Don't worry about getting every little piece out. It'll be okay. Now you got all that flavor built up, alright? So we're going to go in with the mushrooms. I might turn the heat down to kind of like a medium low. Let those cook for a little bit. And if you need to add a little bit more moisture, you'll get some when you put the onions in. If you need to add a little bit more fat, don't be afraid to put in a little bit of butter. Yeah, what's up, Dark Angel? You know, I was hoping you would have a cooler screen name by now, but welcome back. Oh, wow. I'm sorry about that, no name, but keep your head up. Blanket statement calling all women are whores is probably not going to help you out here. You know, Dark Angel, we already established you're a high schooler with nothing going for you, and that's why you had such a cool name, Dark Angel. So you can either enjoy the show and shut the fuck up, or you can keep scrolling on, buddy. Well, I would start asking yourself some questions then, to be honest. I mean, see you, Dark Angel. See you tomorrow. But maybe you're picking the wrong women, no name. No. It's not because you're loyal, it's because you're dating the wrong women or it's not compatible, you know. I would honestly, at some point you gotta look in the mirror and think about who you're dating, you know. Alright, so we'll throw the onions in there. Let them cook up. That needs a little bit of butter. Pan's a little bit dry. Don't need a ton. We'll put a half tablespoon in there. I'll put a little bit of lemon juice in there to get all that flavor off the bottom of the pan here in a second. Yeah, you know. Yeah, well, I wouldn't go that far, Dottie. Well, you know, for some people that works out, and some people want to buy the car test driven, you know. Yeah, no, Chevron is a pretty Pretty calm day. What's up, CZ? So getting some good color on the mushrooms and the onions. Just let them cook down a little bit more. But they do need a little bit of salt. Yeah, you gotta live a little bit. What's up, Kendra? And no name, hate to break it to you. You know, it sounds like you got poor taste in women. Either that or you're the problem. One of the two. So either pick better women, or better people, we'll call it better people, or work on yourself. Those are your two choices here. I mean, you can sob story it all day long, but at the end of the day, you're going to be sob storying it. I mean, those are the two options you got, bud. Well, then stop hanging out with whores then, you know? So we got the onions softened down a little bit. Mushrooms got some good color. Let's go ahead and introduce our garlic. Now the garlic is a lot more sensitive to burning, so this will give like 30 minutes. Yeah, that's by design, you know. What's up, Frank the Castle? How you doing, buddy? In there. Most of that will evaporate. Some of it will get absorbed by your mushrooms. But it will get all of that beautiful flavor up off the bottom of the pan. I'll slow down the garlic cooking so the garlic doesn't burn. Now let's turn our heat down, way down on our pan here. On like a 2 out of 10 or so. We're going to give it some cream here. Yeah, that looks about right. Yep. Now you don't want your cream to boil. You just want it to lightly simmer. Now it's time to put our pasta in. I've kind of screwed up the timing on this a little bit. I should have already had my pasta in the oven, or not in the oven, but on the stove. So it's done at about the same size, the same time as the sauce, but even salt sauce down will be fine. Rigatoni, this will about double in size, and that's what we're going to be eating for dinner tonight. Now, if you need to thin your sauce out, you can always add a little bit more water later on. I don't know, if you're using terms like pure breed, most people will think that means you want to date somebody within your race. You know, I've never heard anybody refer to pure breed. If you're looking for, you know, a term like virgin or pure, but yeah, you add bread into it, yeah, then it, you know, takes kind of a racial connotation on that, actually. It's nice, real deal. Hey, it's okay to admit that you pick shitty women, no name. I mean, don't hate the player, hate the game. I mean, because all those women are different people. The only constant in that situation is you. So either go find people that are closer to your value set. That guy's got a good point. Go hit the gym, go for a run. Or something positive, man. Because men never whore around either. Well, apparently you do. I mean, I hate to break it to you, but your track record says otherwise. Hog review? I don't know what that means. Yeah, I made a vodka sauce, shit, either yesterday or the day before, Michelle. Or ask yourself why you like them in the first place, you know? I mean, in all fairness, you could have been the other dude from the beginning. I'll tell you right now, you know, if you're probably using the term pure breed to describe women, it's probably not going to do you any wonders, you know? So we're just going to put a little bit of Parmesan in there, let that melt together, it'll be nice. You know, no name, you're starting to sound like an incel to me. You know? I get it, you had a bad go of it, but you gotta accept some responsibility for, you know, for when things went south. Either you ignored signs, or you were chasing women of ill repute. Just like a mushroom sausage pasta. Were any of these women talking to other men when you started talking to them, you know? Did they hang out with the friend that, oh, he's like a brother to me? What's going on, Breezy? No, Tom Collins. Well, good for you, Ronnie. I'm just giving no name some life advice. Well, they probably wouldn't love you talking about it. That's like the first rule of Fight Club right there. And until you admit some part of your partial responsibility, the same thing's just going to happen over and over and over again to you, no name. Oh, yeah. Now I'm going to adjust this for seasoning, you know. Get some black pepper in there. I'm not going to put any more salt in it because the sausage is salty. The pasta is being cooked in salted water, of course. So, I'm going to add some red pepper in there. Mix that in. And we got about 5 minutes to go until our pasta's ready. It could be. But until he stops, you know, going out with the same type of women over and over again, he's still not going to have much luck, you know. Now, just for, you know, entertainment's sake, no name, where did you meet all these women? That's nice, Dottie. There'll be plenty of sauce. If you need to thin the sauce out, you're going to add a little bit of that salted, starchy pasta water. We are going to thin it out just a little bit. That should be plenty. It's probably about a tablespoon or so. And you can see that instantly restores that runny texture to where we want it to be. And then just let that simmer, thicken up here. Yeah, probably. I mean, just think, Lord Harvey, you're trying to hit on girls from your couch, you know. Pretty much anybody on Tinder, you know, come on. Is it anybody not expecting going just for a hookup on Tinder or whatever? Well, Ronnie, they could have like a Harry Potter fantasy and Harry Potter wants to bang Hermione, but then some ginger comes dressed up like Ron. Yeah, she's leaving your ass. Don't let them librarian girls fool you. They got all sorts of kinky literary fantasies. Have you ever picked up, 50 Shades of Grey or a Daniel Steele book? It's literally literary porno. What's up, Edwina? You know, there's some things that I don't want to think about when I'm cooking no name, and honestly, accept that not all women. If all women are, you know, in your words, whores, then you're probably the problem, buddy. See you tomorrow. Yeah. Or just go find a hobby, find a club, do the same thing, go to the same place at the same time over and over again. And then eventually you'll meet friends. And then eventually, you know, they have friends, and oh, all of a sudden you have a network and you can meet people in real life, you know. I do encourage you to look at, you know, the situation, but that's good. Now we're gonna throw some of that fresh parsley on in there now to get a little bit greenery in, you know. And you could even add a little bit of drizzle of lemon juice in there. I don't think it needs it though. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, but don't need to be hearing about his crunchy sock mate there while I'm eating here. Well, I think it's like the 3F rule. I think it's going to be pretty similar. So the rigatoni goes in. Let's go toss it about a little bit. You know, and I'm not saying you should do it, but it's if it flies, floats, or it's cheaper to rent. You know. Or you're better off renting, one of the two. So I think that's, you know, Dottie, I don't know about you, but I think that's about the perfect amount of sauce for this situation. Go ahead and kill the heat on that. Give it a little bit of grating of Parmesan. I want people able to see what it is for the picture. And remember, you've already melted in a lot of Parmesan cheese into your sauce. So, I mean, honestly, that's just for decoration. Oh, I love rigatoni. Oh, that does sound good. That's pretty similar than what I'm pretty similar to what I'm having, Michelle. Yeah. Yeah, don't want to lose you here. I do need to get a picture for the Instagram, though. Yeah, we'll be back. All right, did I lose all of you? We're back. Manga. Yeah, it is time for me to mango. Mangio pasta de rigatoni con salsiccia de, I don't know, I forget the word for cream, latte, crema de latte. Mm. Mm. I'm gonna assume that means that looks good, Ronnie. I've heard the term that looks fire, but I haven't heard the term that looks gas. That's a new one. I use regular or just, I guess, a country mild. And the reason I do that is because this isn't seasoned as heavily. And if I want it spicy, then I can make it spicy. I can add chili to it. I can add some sort of other pepper to it. Uh, but if you use the pre-made spicy, you're kind of mm, locked into whatever spice comes with it. I try my best not to get like ingredients that have like one single purpose or whatever. Like maple sausage. Okay, that's great if you're making a McGriddle, but that's about the only thing you can use it for, you know? I'd rather get sausage and then flavor it with the maple syrup, you know? Or it's almost like, oh yeah, salsiccia de Sicilia. Yeah. One, you spelled it wrong, Ronnie, but yes, I lived in Sicily for 2 years. Their sausage was excellent. Their patatina was excellent too. Long time no see, mining dude. Welcome back. It's good to see old faces popping, you know? Or screen names, whatever you want to call them. Mining. It's nice, creamy sausage and mushroom pasta. And a nice, tall Tom Collins. Well, I'm not sure, but that could be the basis of why people cuck Michelle. I'm not sure, though. I just don't understand that. That's like being on a sports team and wanting to ride the bench. Don't understand it. Hawaii ramen. Ronnie, Hawaii. I think you might have, dude. Mm, only for about 3, 4 months or so, but just temporary. I wouldn't say I lived in California now. Yeah, I mean, now just ask yourself this, Ronnie. What time zone would it make sense for somebody to be cooking dinner right now? Yeah, it's a pretty good deal. Expensive place to live, though, but I like it. What's up, Toby? Welcome. I don't know. You might want to ask him, Dottie. What do you want me to say, Michelle? Just a sausage and mushroom pasta and cream sauce there. Good luck. Yeah, not here. Yeah. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? What the hell is an Aruba? I mean, in Natalie Holloway's body, but you know, wasn't that safe for Natalie Holloway though? Yeah, maybe, maybe not. You saying Michigan is the land of druggies? That's right, because you're from that shithole called Cleveland, Daddy. Yep. Yeah, right. I don't really like to talk about work, you know. Sorry. Yeah. Here's that person that would be from Cleveland, though. Still thinking the Browns have a shot at winning the Super Bowl. team left the city and then they renamed the city the Brown. Yeah. This is a work-free zone here. Yeah, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Dottie. Write a postcard. Well, you know why there are so many astronauts from Ohio, don't you, Michelle? Because that's as far as they can get away from Ohio. Okay, you can only go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame so many times, all right? Well, would that be an African or a European swallow, Joseph Attack? Hmm. Ohio State's a pretty good football program. Cedar Point's a pretty good amusement park. A lot of good people in Ohio, but there ain't shit in Ohio. We are a flat valley. Tornadoes can't reach us. Ever hear the Appalachian Mountains and those hills in eastern Ohio? Yeah, it's not that flat. Sure, but that would get a job somewhere that you would want to live and then go do that, Ronnie. Oh, yeah, because that's how you win elections is by winning Ohio. Because they swing back and forth and they can't make up their mind. No, man, and let's be honest. Can any of us name anything that Harrison, Harding, Hayes, Grant, Garfield, McKinney, or Taft did? Taft was just a fat ass in the bathtub. I think Garfield got shot. Grant was drunk. Decent general, though. I think Harding was a little bit corrupt. One of the Harrison guys was in office for like 2 weeks because he was such an asshole and made everybody else stand up in the rain to listen to his speech, but then karma got him and then he kicked the bucket, you know. Yeah, North Carolina's not bad. Just don't live in the swamp. Yeah, that's fair, Louisa. You upstate New York, Michelle? Uh, Interesting comment, Louisa. Jump from straight from the weather into political talk. I'm interested to see where this goes. I'm just curious why your partner thinks Trump has lost it. I'll bite. Yeah, that's why you're poor, Daddy. Ordering pickup all the time. You gotta learn to cook, honey. Suburbs like Albany or something. Good deal, Ronnie. Good deal. Zadius, well, Did you listen to the whole conversation, over the last couple weeks, or have you just jumped in on a snidbit, taking something out of context? You know, yeah, well, hate to break it to you, Dottie, nothing's for free. Cool Beans Exadius. This is a food and drink YouTube channel. You think the fat ass that runs it might be eating and drinking? Okay, yeah, that's where I want to, that's the type of thing I'm looking for, Michelle. Yeah, filet's good. Not my favorite cut. Yeah, cool, Dottie. And you're dating No Name, so here we are. Well, you're such a nice person, Dottie. Yeah, you could be neighbors. Cool beans, Dottie. Cool beans. So I was kind of right when I pegged you with daddy issues. Well, that makes sense, Glenn. Mm. Make sure you get his mother's maiden name while you're at it, Michelle. Mm. Good morning, Daenerys. Just getting ready to go to bed here, Kind of stretched a 20-minute meal into an hour stream. Kind of proud of myself for that. Yeah, you did. It was kind of a mushroom sausage, creamy sauce served over rigatoni. Is that like where they send all the dentists or like toothpaste engineers or like, you know, they make fucking dentures there? Like, I'm just curious if the toothpaste was named after the college or the college was named after the toothpaste. Yeah, it's pretty good. A little bit of garlic, onion, mushrooms, sausage, parsley, a little bit of lemon juice, Parmesan cheese, heavy cream, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of red pepper. That's about it. See you later, Dottie. Now, Ronnie, I gotta ask, how are the people's teeth that live near Colgate? Would you say better or worse than the average population? Oh, I don't know, Ronnie. I gotta go to the grocery store. We'll see. We'll see what time I get done with work and all that stuff at. And honestly, my quick options are usually some sort of pasta during the week, just because it's quick, easy, filling. Yeah, maybe for breakfast, but once again, I would have to go to the store. Well, let me ask you this, Michelle. Is the Colgate family related to the toothpaste company or not? Yeah, a little bit of papaya, a little bit of mango action, a little bit of pineapple around. Yeah, that'd be good. They're in some Greek yogurt and then blend it all up. That'd be good. Well, Louisa, took you a while to write that one, but I would encourage your partner to review what all the presidents have done in the last 50 years. He did nothing out of the ordinary. Uh, there's been pretty clear precedent set there. I mean, it's just the selective outrage of, oh, they didn't ask Congress for this, but it was cool when they did it. Yeah, hate to break it to you, but did you notice how pretty much immediately after that, Iran and Israel came to a ceasefire? Huh. It's almost like negotiating with bombs works better than flying in a pallet planes full of cash to Iran. Who would have thought? No, I mean, Greek yogurt is pretty much protein powder by itself. No, Bloody Marys suck ass, if you ask me. I mean, they're gaudy, they don't taste good. You know, if you're trying to get hammered at breakfast, just do it right and have a screwdriver. No, and it's not like Bloody Marys have some sort of magical recovery purposes. Oh, thank you, J Hut. You know, tell Georgia to say hello. Welcome back, Kevin. No more spamming. I don't know. There's just so much bullshit they put in it, and it's like it needs a whole damn skewer to hold all the accoutrements into it. I don't know. Not a fan of Bloody Marys. I'll stand on that hill, and I'll fight on that hill. Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, I do have a problem with us calling almond milk milk. Can we call it nut juice instead? Because I think that's more appropriate. And Greek yogurt and whole milk will do that for you. What's up, Jace? These things happen, Kevin. We have short-term memories here. Well, let me ask you this, Archer. How the hell do you milk an almond tree? Oh, I believe it. You know, the avocado would give it that nice creaminess. You could probably just use, the frozen tropical fruit mix, avocado, and then just some water. Blend that up, and that would be pretty good, Michelle, I bet. I'll give you that one. I appreciate that, Kevin. So what you're saying is you know the no spamming rule. Nah, 2003 Honda Odyssey. Actually, a Honda Civic most days, but I do have a 2003 Honda Odyssey. It's pretty badass. Cheers. Doing good. I mean, it's got an issue with the fuel system though. So, I've narrowed it down a couple things. I mean, It's either bad fuel pump, but I think is the most likely culprit, or something got stuck in the fuel line. So I'm thinking it's one of those two things. While I'm in there, I'll change the fuel filter, change the fuel water separator. I might just bypass that. I don't know if I actually need that or not, since it's a removable gas tank and there's not enough gas in the gas tank for it to condensate, or it was bad gas. So taking those things into consideration, probably gonna park shotgun it, change all of those. Most of them are pretty inexpensive, so that's what I'm planning to do on that, Danny. Mm, yeah, one, it's not a war, it was one action. Two, Louisa, I mean, he was saying the whole time, we can't, Iran's not gonna get a bomb. Iran's not getting a bomb, you know. You gotta look at what happened in between. We're not going to war in Iran. It's was just we did what we needed to do. The thing's over. It's not like we're all moving to the Middle East here. Ooh, what are we talking about? German cars? Yep. This was excellent. Mm, mixed feelings about Aldi. I like the price point of Aldi, but not my favorite grocery store. The nickel and diming you for paying a quarter for the shopping cart. It's literally nickel and diming you. Not a fan. I don't usually have quarters on my person, but when I do get a shopping cart at Aldi, it was rare because usually, I carry my shopping bags in with me. What's going on, fresh prawns? But when I gotta pay a quarter, go back to my car, dig around, get a quarter to get the shopping cart out. You know damn well I'm not waiting to get the quarter when I return the cart. I'll put it in the cart return, but I'm much more likely to give that Aldi cart to a homeless person, to be honest. Yeah, well, pisses me off enough that I give it to a homeless person. So you inconvenience me for digging through a quarter. Have fun. Yeah, it was about a 7, 8, somewhere in there. Yeah, I bring my own bags, Michelle. Yeah, it's not like paper bags are any better for the environment than plastic. I'm okay with the reusable bags. I just keep a bunch of them in my trunk of my car, so I always got them on hand. But let's be honest, the reusable bags stuff, all that, the taxing bags, the plastic bags cost more, this and that. Let's call it what it is. It's a tax on poor people. And so, the rich people can feel good about all what they're doing for the environment. And meanwhile, they're just taxing the poor people that are just trying to make ends meet. Well, it's kind of fucked up, in my opinion. Yeah, so who got that little cutout, Michelle? Like, restaurant industry, lobbyists. Yeah, a lot of people have banned plastic bags or they charge. Hawaii's banned plastic bags. Uh, mm, in Japan, you had to buy them. It's all right, but I'm not gonna fight you on that, Ronnie. I mean, if grocery stores stop handing out plastic bags, what are we going to use for our bathroom trash cans? Yeah, the problem with paper though is absorbent. You want a barrier in the bathroom trash, you know? Touche, pros. I didn't kill any of your people today. It's all right. Well, shit. Unless we're putting nukes up there, Ronnie, I don't think we need to bother going to space. Yeah. What is completely pointless, or the grocery store could just keep giving out plastic bags. Either way, the same amount of plastic bags are being created. Or the little doggy shit bags, you know, you get weird looks because those aren't quite big enough for the bathroom size trash can. I don't know, buddy. But that being said, dogs want to go outside. I got an early morning tomorrow. So I'm going to say thanks for joining y'all. We'll continue this rant another time. But hope to see y'all again. All right, leaders, I'm coming. Oh, wait a second. I gotta. Well, you're fine. I mean, economics is still a priority, but you know, if you got one country nuking another country, that's going to be very disruptive to the global economy. Just like if this war had escalated into a full blown war and the Strait of Hormuz gets closed off, guess what? We're all paying a shit ton more for oil, and the economy goes straight to shit. So it's all tied together. You can't talk major geopolitical events on a global scale without uh, considering all factors. I mean, the fact of the matter is, Trump is the only president in like the last 50 years that hasn't started a new war. And I'm still saying that. I don't think he started a war here. I would say he prevented one if this ceasefire holds. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see again. But give it a couple months and we'll see how this ages here. I got two Dotsons. Yeah. Come on, Penny. You want to say hi? Here's one of them. Yes. What's up, Penny? And then here's the big sausage. Cats have their place. It's called out in the barn, and I don't have a barn. Good night, y'all.